I truly see myself as a simple country doctor. I truly do. That's my identity, is that, whether people realize that or not. But try to tell that to patients, and they might think that they're not getting a good doctor, because it's just a country doctor, The name Full Circle Family Medicine, the location of my practice, the appearance of it is not an accident. This is me, this is my personality. The office that I bought almost 20 years ago was built in 1949 by a doctor. It has had this rotation of doctors through the years that have come through here. It has always been a doctor's office. And from the outside, it looks like the old country doctor's office. I have for years come to work with a shirt and a tie on. And I've always said that's out of respect for my patients. I feel like I need to dress up a little bit for them. And then after about the first week of this coronavirus stuff and us doing the more intensive cleaning measures, I was thinking, well, that's not very smart. I don't send my tie to the dry cleaner every single time I wear it. And I now wear scrub tops. And that's going to be most likely a permanent change in my practice.
As you probably know, we're going to phase 1 in North Carolina tomorrow at 5 o'clock. If suddenly we have a spike in cases and there are dramatic changes.
For me to say, if you're sick and you've got a fever and a cough, go to urgent care, go to the emergency room, go see somebody else, is not responsible from our standpoint, because of our commitment to our patients.
You just swab them for COVID. If you will, take the COVID swab out with you.
Just because there's coronavirus out there doesn't mean that my patients' heart disease went away, that their cancer just went into remission. So they still have issues, and some of them have bigger issues and more acute issues because of the anxiety disorder or whatever they have. So we decided to continue to stay open and continue to function, but realize we need to adapt. If we just tried to conduct business as usual, that was going to fail. Our protocols change, so if we know somebody's coming in, they're sick, we tell them, call us when you get to the parking lot. And if they're running a fever, if they're having certain symptoms, then they'll do a flu swab on them in their car. And we get that result. I either go out there with the good news that they have flu, or it's negative. Now let me go out there and figure out what you got. Is it allergies? Is it a flare of asthma? Or could it possibly be coronavirus?
All right, so tell me what's happening now.
Then I will collect a nasopharyngeal swab, which is a really long Q-tip, basically, that's passed from their nose all the way back to the pharynx. Usually that's it for about 5 seconds, and then pull it out. I've always had trouble doing those. People don't cooperate with that at all. And to a person, everybody has tolerated it exceptionally well. So they don't like it, but they do it, and I'm able to get the best specimen possible with that. Okay. In particular, have you had any episodes where you get dizzy? Having a mask on makes it harder to read people's faces. It's like they're playing poker and you can't really see their whole face. But we see it. We see the anxiety in our patients. They're scared to death that they've got coronavirus. People are afraid. People are afraid to come to the doctor's office. I mean, we have this lockdown order anyway, but that still gives people the freedom to come, seek medical care. But if they're coming for a physical then a lot of them said, well, heck, I don't want to be anywhere around a doctor's office because sick people go to doctor's offices, and I don't want to get sick and get COVID-19 and die. So there's been this huge number of people that have just outright canceled or at least delayed appointments.
Yeah. See, you lost weight.
Yes, I have. I lost a bunch of weight. There's all these missed opportunities if people aren't coming in. I don't have an opportunity to scan them to see, do they have a skin lesion that could be a skin cancer, could be melanoma. I've diagnosed 9 people in the last year, removed melanoma from 9 of my patients in the last year. Almost every one of them, patient didn't know they had it. But if you're not seeing those people, if you're only seeing half the people, you're gonna miss half of those. And you can't run an office at 100% staffing and capability and everything and expect to stay viable. You very quickly run out of money.
There's the chair. Thank you very much. Bye, man. Have a good day.
Okay, I know, yeah, it's a bro hug and everything. I mean, there are practices that will go out of business, because of this. I mean, here in our office, our patient volumes have dropped, a third at least, a half probably, so anywhere from 33 to 50%. So if you look at that, I'm going to be bringing in 50% of the money that I used to bring in. Well, that doesn't cover our overhead. So we're delaying purchases, we're paying more for equipment now. If we get personal protective equipment, we're paying more for that. And I either needed to let somebody go, which I did not want to do, because the staff has been with me for a very long time, or, they all got together and decided, they wanted to share equally in that. And so we give people more time off now. So the stay-at-home orders have been restrictive by design. It's the only weapon we have against this virus, and so we do need to socially distance. Otherwise, everybody's going to get sick. Everybody's going to get sick at the same time, and a small percentage of those people are going to get really sick and wind up crashing the emergency rooms and the intensive care units. So from that standpoint, it is necessary. But on the other hand, it's been socially restrictive. It's been economically restrictive for a lot of folks.
And Braxton, which is just my normal.
Okay.
That is my normal.
You feel anxious?
Yeah.
Oh.
Our daughter is about to deliver a baby in the next week. So she doesn't really want me there because what if I transmit this virus to them?
A set of grandparents with their grandchild, they're pushing in a stroller, walk by so nicely, and we all say hey, and then Wesley goes, no! Did you just sting him?
Is that a sting?
Was that a sting?
Oh, I got a stinger for you, buddy. And it's been, I miss them. I really miss getting together with family. If you don't have some sort of healthy outlet for all of this, you will wind up sooner or later. It's like waves against the bank and it erodes. But it's not about me. And hopefully, as patients start feeling better about things, we'll start to see those visits now start coming back in, and therefore the money to run the practice to come back in.